I went to South Dakota. I worked at a grain elevator for this guy named Wayne. He was a really good guy. So I took the Colorado River all the way down through the Grand Canyon and did rapids, which was by far one of the scariest things I've ever done. And I took the Colorado down into Mexico, Golfo, where I got stuck in Salvation Mountain, the slabs.
What's the N stand for?
North.
Into the Wild is a 2007 film biography written and directed by Sean Penn and adapted from the book of the same name written by Jon Krakauer. The book follows and examines the inspiring and tragic tale of Christopher McCandless, a college grad turned road wanderer that would, over the course of 2 years, touch and inspire anyone he met on his incredible journey. With source material as moving as Jon Krakauer's book, even an experienced and talented filmmaker like Sean Penn had some high expectations to me. But with excellent casting, incredible cinematography and clever editing, and a dead-on soundtrack by Pearl Jam frontman Eddie Vedder, Sean Penn succeeded, and he created a milestone in cinema that will be hard to top for years to come. The film is based off the true stories of Christopher McCandless, played by Emile Hirsch, an incredibly bright, kind, and adventurous college graduate who, in the early 1990s, became fed up with a settled and pampered life and, inspired by authors such as Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry Thoreau, left everything behind to assume the identity of Alexander Supertramp. The film chronicles Supertramp's 2 years spent hitchhiking across the American West. Along his journey, he meets some interesting new people, sees incredible sights, and learns new things about himself and human nature. His ultimate goal is eventually traveling to Alaska to live on his own in the wild. This journey tests him physically, emotionally, and spiritually, till it reaches a climax in which Supertramp reaches a higher point of understanding and tranquility that will not likely leave a dry eye among the viewers. The story is supplemented by a cast that immerses themselves into their roles, making their characters fully real and poignant so that the viewer cannot help but sympathize with their quirky personalities and their own emotional misgivings. The standouts include Emile Hirsch playing a very believable Christopher McCandless / Alexander Supertramp, as well as William Hurt as Chris's father, Catherine Keener as a hippie traveler named Jan, Hal Holbrook in a powerful performance as a sad and lonely Mr. Franz, and even a respectable performance by Vince Vaughn as Chris's friend and employer Wayne. The well-balanced and believable performances hook the viewer into the film, creating an emotional and philosophical investment that the viewer won't be able to let go of even after the film concludes. The movie is further aided by the wonderful cinematography of Eric Gaudier, which captures the beautiful imagery of the American West, from the deserts of Arizona to the marshes and mountains of Alaska. Also superb is the unique editing of Jay Cassidy, which blends together Chris's final months of his travels with his preceding journey, successfully intertwining them into an ongoing tale of triumph and sorrow. And the coup de grace of this film comes in the beautiful soundtrack by Eddie Vedder, the talented frontman of the band Pearl Jam. He created this soundtrack specifically for this movie and the life of Christopher McCandless. The harmonies and lyrics are moving and upbeat, and the songs perfectly embody Chris's exploits and ideals. This soundtrack is one of the most memorable and meaningful pieces of music in recent movie history, and the songs will be stuck in the heads of the audience long after the movie is over.
I cannot recall long nights alive. Me to feel I'm falling, I am falling.
So, what's my overall impression of this film? It is downright fantastic. It is an inspiring story filled with incredible performances, beautiful cinematography, clever editing, and a thoughtful and memorable soundtrack. This movie is the neglected gem of the 2007 film season, and it is a thought-provoking and emotional piece of cinema that will make any viewer want to drop everything and become one with the wild.
When I walk the beside her, I am the better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. One top builds an ivory tower.